We got this glorious mech suit last time, and I've since done a few upgrades to it, and have been enjoying it considerably. This is so nice. Hello, everybody. This is Frogman. Welcome back to Factorio Space Age. Yes, I've done a bit of work just to kind of catch a couple of things up. We're now really decently fast, especially on paved surfaces, and that's because we can do a reasonable amount of legs now. I went ahead and made a couple of energy shield Mark IIs, and I think we've done these for a little while. Everything is a Mark II now in here except for the batteries, and of course we have 2 portal fission reactors, and I finally have a little bit of room to run night vision now, so it's been a little better. Today what we're going to do, we're going to go over some of the things that I have been busy doing. There isn't anything left that is of any kind of necessary leftover stuff in here, so as far as what we can do with the electromagnetic science packs, I've just been running some of the sciences. We're now at 6,000 as far as these go, and 7,000 for this, and 5,000 for this, and blah 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 blah. Essentially what we've been doing is in between episodes just running science so that I can kind of try to get some of these up a little bit. Our current mining effects, I do believe we're about 120% over what we normally do. Steel is currently at about 50% over what it normally does. These blue processing units are 40% over what they normally do. This is an amazing thing. I love this. It's actually making the blues so much easier on us, at least to craft right now, and that's amazing. I'm also doing about 50% on extra scraps recycling productivity. That is just the ability to be able to do that kind of stuff is amazing. So around main base here, I have redone science because I figured it was about time. We're going to need to be able to do longevity over long term, and we're going to have at least 2 more sciences that we're going to have to produce or be able to produce and work on at this location. There's going to be some changes when we move to one of the next planets, and it's probably going to require us to do some different stuff. It's stuff I already know, mainly because of the fact you can dig it up and look at it. Those of you that one of the things that I used to like about certain mod packs, especially with Minecraft, is the fact there was the ability to hide future technology, and given the fact that we have this wonderful little Factorio Peter, or what I'm calling NEI or JEI or whatever you want to call it as far as things, I can look way ahead of schedule, which allows me to see certain things, especially certain technologies like what we're going to do here. If you read that number right there where it says, I should say, if you look at it right here, where is this? The science for Gleba, the farming planet, spoils in an hour, which means transporting it here and not being able to use it doesn't make any sense. So we're going to have to see how this works out when we get there. We may end up moving all of our science over to Gleba when we go there. So we're going to talk about those in a little bit. There's been, like I said, a lot of updates. This system now does almost 300 science per minute, and we're staying right there because I have to do some upgrades up here. I do believe it was not the productivity, this stuff right here, the chemical science packs. We need to upgrade, and in which case I need to upgrade, which case I need to start upgrading. I've already kind of had problems with it. We've started to throw some blue belts down to keep the copper functional and a couple other things. It's just little upgrades that I need to do here and there. But again, we're right at about 300 science per minute, and that is doing what that can do, or at least this little section right here can do. Jump on into the thing. I have done a couple of other little things. Since we got Covarex up, we also were allowed to get nuclear fuel, so I put in some nuclear fuel production, and I have a train delivering it to areas all over the place. Did so because, well, I kind of have way too much of this stuff now. So the beauty of Covarex is you end up with way too much stuff, which then causes problems to be able to, well, it just causes problems with remanufacturing the regular 238 and several other things. These are working perfectly fine. Everything's going well over there. The base here is pretty much the same, other than a couple of very small changes, i.e. I've expanded this wall out once again because there was a bunch of iron ore and copper and stuff out here. So when we now have access to all of that, I do believe we did all this prior to. I got bored and went all the way down here, and I should have probably just walled it off just to see what was down here. The only thing that's down here that I'm going to probably even care about at this point in time is going to be that, if we ever need it. So I just cleared that out because they kept coming over here and pounding on my walls, and I got tired of it. And it's no big deal. We're okay on that end of it. Everything else seems to be pretty good. I did a little bit of wandering around out here just to see. We're going to have to start expanding this front this direction. I guess there's going to be another line probably in here, or or maybe along in like right from here then over, something like that, or maybe just straight across and over. There's a lot of iron out here that we're going to probably eventually need, plus a lot of oil. So that's that part. Now on to Fulgora. Fulgora has changed. Fulgora has changed because this little area was not big enough. I need to go back over there and get what's left of that stuff, but this is not big enough. This was not big enough to do what we needed to do. So I was in exploring and wandering around, and you can see this goofy little line. I made a rail line and pretty much hauled the entire base using a very large train down to this location. This area, although it doesn't look much bigger, has a lot more surface area on it. And once I don't know whether we get cliffs and we can blow up these things. Maybe we can blow this stuff up when we get to that point. I'm kind of hoping we can. But this gave me the room that I needed to be able to do a little bit more work. Plus, we do have plenty of space over here, plenty of space over here. And I have started to, well, fill islands around this area. This is one of the reasons why I took this, is because I was able to connect these two islands using the poles. The same with this island. We now have plenty of power storage. The only time we get low on power storage is if I launch too many rockets back to back to back, but the system is functional, although the system is backed up right now because it's doing this. And honestly, I'm fine with this. This is what I want to see with this system. There's not a whole lot of stuff over here that we're going to be producing. I've expanded out quite a bit. We've actually got a whole bunch of, lots of areas, and I've built in a couple of specific, whoa, where are we going? Specific trash can systems, because I don't need certain things anymore. So I've started to trash excess stone, excess solid fuel. This is a trash can for iron plates, and this is a trash can for gears. So essentially what you do is you just put a well, you can do this with just two of these. You can just face two of them into each other. This way I'm making sure that I'm getting rid of everything all the way down to the end. But yeah, they just take care of the problem, and they just recycle stuff until there's nothing left. You get a 25% return on whatever you put into the thing when you recycle it. So eventually, if you just circle things around, it goes away. I am going to go ahead and do this, I suppose, and we'll let them fix a few things. We've got lots of water production now. We have plenty of ice production. I've got so much ice it's not even funny. Again, we're burning more leftover stuff, and yeah. I haven't been doing science, so this has been working relatively well. I'm expecting this to become a major pain in our tails later on, to the point that part of this island, or I didn't want to do that. Part of either this island or possibly this island, if we can get to it, since there's a lot of scrap around the area, is going to be, I'm just literally going to mine and then find scrap, run it through something that looks like this, and then just keep nothing but the holmium ore and just trash everything else. Right now we're doing okay, but I had a lot of problems. This number right here, where they say it's going to be, where we're at like 0.03 for every 2.5 seconds. It takes an awful lot of scrap and an awful lot of time and an awful lot of production to keep that stuff going. Now granted, right now I need a lot of what's in this, because we need the, we need the green circuits and we need the blue circuits. We need a lot of stuff down here. But like the iron and the solid fuel and the cement and the steel, I don't need that stuff. So we'll probably just we'll just have this little system just kind of create parts for us, and if we need to, we can start shipping it back and forth between various areas. But yeah, I think this is also probably where we're going to, when I get to that point. There's a couple of things I want. I was talking about getting into quality modules. I made a few, just kind of screwing around with them just to kind of see how the quality would work. Where did they go? I think they're either in here. Yeah, I have a couple. I've got 42 quality 3 modules. The problem is we can do better if we have a little bit more technology. So I'm seeing this as a side quest. Quality, I get the reason why you want to do quality, but at this point in time, if I have the surface area and the energy production, quality really is kind of a back thing, kind of sideways side thought. I mean, things like, if I can get in here, we can make these quality. We can make these quality. We can make everything in here quality. We can make this mech suit quality. And if you can, especially with the mech suit can be upgraded using quality, which will give you higher quality capabilities. And in doing so, you will be able to get certain things upgraded in the mech suit. So if you look at the, let me just go back. Let me go over here real quick. If we look at the mech suit, it has resistances to, acid, explosion, fire, physical. All of those go up when you get higher quality gear. The same thing with the inventory size. That goes up as well. I believe even the active speed works. So, and the grid size gets bigger. If you come in here and do the same thing with the exoskeleton, if you have higher quality, it will increase your movement speed. Same with these things. It's just all the way around. I understand why you want to play with quality. The thing is quality is totally not necessary to complete or even remotely have to finish the game. Again, it's a kind of a side quest where if you really, really, really want to just have a whole lot of goofy stuff, you can. So I think today what we're going to do is, instead of getting into it, I know I said it last time, what I want to do is I want to get some more equipment, more tools, more things like heating towers and calcite processing and the tungsten processing, because that will get us foundries and that will get us big mining drills. Now, these two things right here, this one especially, this will allow us to get native productivity in our, production of everything that we see down in that line down there. So what the foundry will do is it will give us productivity on all of those things. So plates, gears, naturally, natively, kind of like the electromagnetic things over here do. Like, I'm making modules right here, which is absolutely insane to me, with productivity, which you normally can't do. So this is a thing. And for that matter, probably in a future episode, we're either going to rip most of this out and replace it with those things, or I'm going to go to a place where I can build these things specifically, because these use productivity natively, which is amazing, which means I can get an unholy amount of productivity stacked into these things if I want to. What we're going to do today is we're going to take our, and the other thing we need to do is look at a couple of things. We're going to take our brand new ship and we're going to go to Vulcanus and we're going to go unlock all that stuff. However, I guess the other thing I need to do is that both of our ships, or both of our floating platforms, have grown slightly. And the reason why they've grown slightly is because we needed a little bit more processing capabilities, and I wanted to speed up the production of the fuels that need to happen. Plus, I also wanted to, make them go a little bit faster. So they're just slightly bigger than they used to be, or at least this one is slightly bigger. We have more storage, and we have more solar power, plus we have more production, at least enough that we can run 2 of these. Now, we have 2 of them. 2 of them now means we can go between 2 different separate planets. So what I'm going to do, again, I'm going to jump into one of these rockets, and we're going to go to Vulcanus and check it out and see how much fun it's going to be. Why are we stopped? Oh, right, because I have a lot of ice. That ice will go away in a minute. Alright, so I did stack a whole bunch of stuff in here. I do need to make these things probably slightly bigger so I can get a couple more of these in. It wouldn't hurt at this point in time. But this rocket should be able to get rocket platform. I don't know what we're calling these things. Platforms, I guess is what you call them. Should be able to get back and forth pretty easily. I did bring all of the hard things to make as far as the rocket silos, so that we can get a rocket silo up and going. The only thing I didn't bring is a lot of power. I kind of figure I figure we'll probably wander around and see what it's like. I already kind of have an idea as to what it's like, but it's time to go take a look at the planet that has the big worms, and I'm not really interested in learning what that's like. Now, I do, and I didn't get to explain this in the last episode. We did a little bit of, let me go over here. We'll look at Eagle 5. We'll check this one out. We have a little bit of automation now. I'm reading off of both of these fuel tanks and feeding it through a decider combinator and looking at both of the amounts of fuels, or whatever, the liquids that we have in here. And I'm using an AND condition that says once we get both of these things to at least 24,000, send a signal on F. meaning fuel, as 1. Now, when 1 is sent through this decider combinator, the current space platform hub is looking for its automatic system in here. That is limiting the amount of ability for this thing to leave. So in here we have two different sites. Of course, we're going from Novice to Fulgora and back. What I want to do here is I want to make sure the first main thing happens is I'm checking to make sure that F is 1 before we're allowed to leave, meaning we have enough fuel to get back and forth between the two places. And having 5 rocket engines really chews through the fuel. I'm also saying I have X amount of this here, which we're checking through here, and on when we're leaving Fulgora, I want to make sure, less than that. When we're getting to Fulgora again, we're doing a bunch of things once again. I want to make sure that my signal is good, I have the cargo I want, and I'm dumping off all of this ice. Whether or not I need to keep this ice is a whole entirely different thing. So we're sitting on Novice right now. If I dump all of this off Novice, or off here, once those all leave and it gets dropped off onto the planet, this will take off, fly, do whatever it needs to do, wait for all those things at Fulgora, and then turn around and come back. So as soon as it empties its inventory, which it could go a little faster, but it's fine. Anyhow, we're on Prometheus. We're going to go to, for right now, I'm leaving all of this stuff alone. I need to go to Vulcanus. Go. And I want to keep my finger on this button. Because if we have things that we don't want show up, I want to be able to stop. Okay, now we're stopped, and then I can hit pause thrust, and this will sit up here and not move. Alright, we are now over something that I am a little concerned of. Now, I do have a lot of garbage in here. Again, like I said, I sent a whole bunch of stuff along with us. Most of this will go into our inventory right off the bat very soon. Now, we should be making fuels. We should be good to go. Everything works. 5 engines make this thing move very, very, very quickly. Anyhow, let us drop to the planet, and I'm going to hold off. Actually, no, I'm going to hold off on this. I want to catch it before it leaves. So I'm going to drop the Vulcanus with nothing on me and hope I don't get eaten. Wow. Send me my thing. Where is it? That should settle down here fairly close to us. I'm gonna wait on that to show up, and then we're gonna kind of do a quick wander around. Thank you. And I'm gonna place you down here. There's the line already. Okay. How big is our starter area? Wow. Lava. So don't go over there. I don't need to make somebody mad at me. Do I get stuff right off the bat? So we have lots of coal. What's in these rocks? I'm assuming, well, let me do this. Before we get too excited, what do we need to do to unlock various things? So we're looking at the metallurgic science pack. We need to look at foundries, which is craft tungsten carbide. I need to mine calcite, and I need to mine big volcanic rock. Huge volcanic rock. glad to see all the stuff in it. All right, big volcanic rock. Okay. And then I need to mine calcite. So that'll get tungsten carbide going. All right. Let's look at the area. So looking at the map up here, we have a starting area that is protected by, well, by something. I don't know what it is. That we need to figure out how big it is before we get any further on into this mess. Kind of hoping we get all of the things we need. Okay, I think that's calcite right there, maybe. I don't know. If that's calcite, cool. Let's mine some of it. All right, nice. Okay, calcite processing has been done. So then we just need to craft... Can I craft that? Okay, that got a simple coal liquefaction. That got a steam condensation recipe, which is kind of cool. And acid neutralization, that's going to get us product steam. Really? Okay. And this needs to be crafted in an assembly machine with tungsten ore, carbon, and sulfuric acid. Then we need carbon. So I'm going to be saving the carbon probably and throwing that off okay. So that might be something that Prometheus will do for us. So instead of saving ice, we'll probably be saving ice regardless. I have a feeling I'm going to be saving ice and throwing it off. Let's see what else is around real quick. Faded chimney vent. Do you mind this? Okay, I need to do something. 1 second. Let me get this down. I need my bots. I need bots. Give me bots. Where did they go? Boom, boom. And then I guess you guys can start dumping all the necessary things off to me. All right, so that means I can mine now by myself. I think we'll let it deliver everything, and then we'll let it deliver a couple of more things here, and then we can wander around. I'm going to do a little bit of looking around here really quickly. I want to get, I know it's stupid, I want to get this and this done as soon as we possibly can. At least this and that. Foundries, like I said, they're going to be essential for making really, really usable stuff later on. I guess I needed to bring pump jacks. I didn't know I needed to bring pump jacks. That's cool. What's it take to make one of those things? Can I do that really ridiculously quickly, or is that going to be a... Oh shoot! No, we'll be sending Prometheus back as soon as it gets its fuel filled up and go get us a whole bunch of pump jacks. Cool. Well, that's nice to know. Can I fly over this stuff, or does it hurt? Okay, we can fly over that. There's a bunch of more of this right here. Okay. And I have tungsten ore just in one of the areas. So probably, I'll just kind of fly around. I do enjoy this thing so much. I'm so glad they gave us flight. Just being able to travel in one straight line direction for as long as you feel like it is amazing. Alright, well, I think we're going to go over here, or let's see, probably right about there, or maybe we build the base this direction. Let's go look like right, I kind of want to keep it somewhat center. This kind of looks really nasty. I mean, look at all the stinking cliffs. This, I think this is where we get cliff. Nice. So we'll be able to get cliff explosives once we get done with a couple of other things. That might be the first thing we, well, it might be the second or third thing. There's some other stuff I seriously want, but we'll get there in a bit. I'm going to go ahead and lay down some stuff, get down our little deal, and I will be back with you guys once I get some of this other stuff figured out. I was just sitting here goofing around, and apparently our neighbor is not happy with us. Can I see it on the map? Yeah, there's a... Maybe I don't want to go too close to it, but... Small demolisher worm. These guys, these are the reasons why you see this area out here. I don't know if it's going to come in here or not. Maybe it stays inside its little fenced-in area. That'll be great. But yeah, that's why you this is the fun part with this, and that's what I was afraid of. Yeah, well, you just stay over there, buddy. I won't mess with you for right now. We'll deal with them another day. I'm waiting on the ship to come back because I had to bring some stuff. So we'll keep going. Okay, down and dirty. Let's just do a little bit of work. See, while we're here, I've been kind of accumulating a couple of little things. Plus, we should have a delivery of a couple of things here in a minute. So we're going to use a little bit of logistics for right now. In order to craft these plates, we need a little bit of tungsten ore, a little bit of sulfuric acid, and a little bit of carbon. Carbon we have been picking up from the trees around the area, or at least what's left of the trees. Apparently, when you cut one down, they turn into charcoal. So as soon as they deliver that, that'll put it on this line here, and then we can start making parts pieces. Nice. So storage, go. Now that's only going to use up what we've managed to accumulate, which is not a whole lot. That's fine. In fact, I can probably just break that off and do whatever. That's all right. So we do have the ability to make the carbon. Here we have, oh boy, there's the line of stuff that I wanted to see. All the goodness that comes with a foundry. Foundry, 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 foundry. Amazing. But again, that should also get us the foundry recipe, which is, oh boy. Oh, we're going to be shipping things. I can already see it. We're going to be shipping things back to either Fulgora or to Novice for the time being, because making all of that is going to be fun. We don't have oil here. So essentially what I'm going to be doing is we're going to be figuring out where the next nearest available location for this stuff is. This tungsten ore is right there. That's going to be our first location for stuff. I already kind of know where this worm is, and again, we do have a little bit of tungsten in several places. That's pretty cool. I did fly around slightly, and I did put down a couple of radars just to kind of look around. We're going to have to deal with this worm in order to be able to get to this, and I don't know what we're going to do as far as going from there. The foundry. Big mining drill, craft a foundry, which means we need to craft all of that. So that even makes concrete from molten iron. This is going to be an interesting thing. Let me do a little bit of goofing here. If nothing else, what I will do is go ahead and scrap some of this other stuff up. Why are you not crafting? Because we're out of that. Oh, Mr. Prometheus, are you ready? You need to go to Vulcanus. I don't care if you've got enough power or not. We've been farming and mining some of the things that we need, plus I'm bringing a little bit of power with us. This may or not be a good idea, I don't know. I've changed a couple of things, added in a couple of inserters here to kind of collect some things, but as we can see, our problems are a little awful here. I'm not going to worry about this too much, but yeah, we'll see what happens once some of this starts to happen here. Wow. Okay, so yeah, I'm dumb looking at this. Has to be crafted here. So where are we going to get lubricant here? Am I going to have to bottle a bunch and send things back over here to do things? I don't know. Huh. How do we get lubricant? Well, I know that. Can we get heavy oil here? Because I believe we get coal liquefaction here. Wow, I can cast pipe. This is part of the reason why I'm interested in this, because you can just directly cast things like gears and pipes and plates and whatnot instead of having this ridiculous amount of time to do things. Oh. Okay. But that has to be done in an oil refinery, which I don't have here either. Okay. So maybe what we do then is we'll send the ship back over to Novice, get it to send us some oil refineries, because I don't think I can craft one of those easily. No. I mean, I could. No, I can't because I don't have rocks. Okay, so we're going to have to craft those things here regardless. I'm going to go ahead and just bottle up a whole bunch of lubricant, send it up, and send several oil refineries, and just jumpstart the process that way. So I will be back once we get some of that going. Okay, we should start to have some stuff show up here fairly soon. I hope you're going to deliver it, maybe. All right, cool. I went and brought a bunch of other things over because why not? We need it anyway, and we're kind of stuck behind some other little things. So what this should do is we'll drop a few circuits in. That should allow us to build all the little parts pieces that we need. Those are going to get delivered down here, and that should craft our first foundry. Excellent. As soon as that's done, that will that will unlock the big mining drills. What does this thing look like? Let's have a look at a foundry. Oh boy. And that's a big mining drill. I can craft a big... Oh, I have to craft it in the thing. That's... Oh, wow. So, the main reason why I wanted this is because that would allow us to get a considerable amount of... well, for the holmium especially, since we've been having problems with that, that will allow us to get a considerable amount of the... of productivity for this, if I recall correctly. So if I do this and I look at it, we'll have a productivity bar in here. That's one of the main reasons why I want that thing. The other reason is, of course, if you see in here, it says transporter belt. Well, that means you're just going to give it all the parts pieces. And if you do transporter belt like here, once again, productivity. Now, you can't, this is an end product. So a belt is an end product as far as things go. Everything in here is an end product, which means, can I let go, please? Put the right button on. Everything in here we can apply productivity to include crafting itself, which is interesting. Stop. Okay, go away. You... Well, that's a big sucker. There, I think. Okay, and then you... This... to there. Make yourself... And boink. Okay, and then all I gotta do is dump this out of my inventory. That is super cool. So we'll place that down so that it can work a little faster. We'll get the steel going, the concrete, all of those good things. There we go. That's beautiful. Now my question is, and I guess we'll see when we get there eventually, is whether or not I can still put... Okay, so we can't. However, we can put quality in here with a few other things. So that's pretty stinking cool, and that's pretty super awesome. What does it take to make the next step so that we can then move on? Has to be made in a foundry with electric engine units and molten iron. Right. Well, how do we get molten iron then? We just feed it molten iron from lava. So it's iron and calcite, has to be calcite. So we're going to get a byproduct of stone here. And all that needs is one calcite, 500 lava, and it'll make molten iron, which means I can stop. Can I melt the other stuff? Yes, I can. So we could theoretically do that twice. Does it have to have calcite to work? That's going to be a problem, because it's going to mean if we want to do this anywhere else, we're going to have to get a hold of calcite. There's a lot of things here in this particular area that we're going to have to mess with, this planet. I am going to have to go down there and start accumulating some of that calcite, I guess. Let me get to it. Alright, I have my lava come in from this side. I suppose we'll do this then. Sadly, it ended up a little off, but who cares? No big deal. That will fill up full of lava. And then calcite. I don't know why my calcite's not here. Let's see. We'll do this. And then it's just one per. So, what did we not make the corner? We didn't make the corner. Make the corner. Okay. We're going to have to get a trash can. I can already see that needing to happen right now. I'm going to need a trash can. Let's go ahead and place this down, and you can have one of those just to keep working. And I suppose for right now, I'm not out anything to do. Put it like right there. Where's the front of this thing? There? And that will fill up and make a decent amount of iron, molten iron. Wow. Okay, and go away. We don't worry about this. So we're on the level to do this. I'm trying to get down to here. I don't know if we're going to be able to get there. Tungsten steel. I have to craft a big deal, and then we have to get to here. If we craft the big miner, where is the big miner? Big miner's made in one of these, right? I'll just take them. It's fine. If it makes too many, it makes too many. You, big miner. Okay. I just need to craft one of those. So, take those. Give me... Oh, you've used it all. Crap. Nuts. I'm gonna have to go get some more stuff. Because I know where our little wormy friend is over here. I would hook into this one, but he's been by a couple of times. It's currently right over here somewhere, probably on the way through. I haven't seen it pass through this area yet, but like this one has gone through several times. Oh, that one's right there. Nice. We're gonna have to deal with them, probably at least a couple of them in the next episode. But I did bring a few electric motors. I can always go back and get some more. The only thing I'm after right now is something I don't have any more of. Let's go see about getting some then. Because Devastators will utterly just not mineable by character. Oh, Lord. That's lovely. Devastators will for sure cause problems. Can I craft this and make it work here? No. So I have to mine this with the other stuff. Wow, that's amazing. Okay, well I need to run around and harvest a bunch of junk then, like this. Okay, then we shut that off just for now so that we can get this to work. Let's grab a little bit of molten material. And there we go. Hey! Wow! Holy cow! That's a big drill. Wow! So, and it, oh my goodness, that covers a considerable amount of area. Wow. Just for giggles, what does that look like? Oh, right. It's, gimme a chest. Any old chest. Holy cow. That's super cool. Stop doing that. Alright, nice. So I know exactly what we're going to be doing very soon. We're going to be pumping a whole bunch of these back here so that they can become the machine that they always wanted to be. How many of those does it take per each? Is it one? One electric mining drill. That's an awful lot of stuff to get there, but I do believe we could probably do it. Tungsten steel has been finished. Tungsten steel now required. How do we make that stuff real quick? Tungsten ore and molten iron. makes tungsten steel, and then we move into the next thing. I think with that, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be plenty of time on my part. We have a beginning start to the Vulcanus mess. I have a neighbor that I think is trying to get to my setup over here. We're going to have to figure out what we're going to do with these guys fairly soon, because we're going to need to be able to mine this stuff, and there's one of these fellers over here somewhere that is not going to be happy about it when we decide to do it. So I guess from Vulcanus, I will see you all. I will see you all in the next episode. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.